Hey, my people, Coach Jack Daniels at the Boxers Trainers Channel. And what's going on with it? Look, man, the on the November 22nd, Devin Haney versus Brian Norman Jr. division, welterweight division, right? Main event. And that card is full of boxing. I mean, packed to the gills with boxing, right? But today we're talking about the boogeyman, right? It's actually the undercard on that particular card. And who do you recall as being the boogeyman? Think, who's the boogeyman? We know at one point the boogeyman was Devin Haney. Devin Haney was actually the boogeyman in the lightweight division before he ripped it apart and became the undisputed lightweight champion of the world. First of the full belt era. Now, we know that Devin Haney fulfilled his obligation to being considered as the boogeyman in that division. He did that, right? He went from Mexico all the way to undisputed as the lightweight champion of the world. First of the full belt era, man. I mean, he did a whole bunch of work to get to where he was. So, but in his travels, in getting to that point, he had to go through then the boogeyman. The boogeyman too, we should call Subriel Matias, right? Actually, Subriel Matias did call out Devin Haney, and I think, if memory serves me correctly, that fight just didn't get made because it wasn't like that. Devin Haney was running for Subriel Matias, right? That fight just didn't get made. So I'm saying that to say both of them cats is a hell of a boxer, man, and they both want all the smoke. So that being said, we want to talk about today. We want to talk about what's happening on the other card when it comes to Subriel Matias and his opponent, which, might I add, is an excellent boxer. It could be easily considered as a knockout artist based on his stats, in the sense that he has 18 fights. I think he has 13 knockouts, right? I think in the last five, it was five knockouts in a row. So why wouldn't we call him a knockout artist, right? Now, I will add to the fact that he is only 18 in his professional debut, right? He has 18 fights, but what difference does it make if he has 18 fights, given the fact that he has 18 wins, no losses, and 13 knockouts? I mean, come on, man. So I'm making reference to the point that this is not by any means, by any stretch of imagination, going to be an easy fight for the boogeyman to Subriel Matias, right? And contrary to the fact that Subriel Matias constantly provides enough information for us, the pundits, right, to consider him as one of the best boxers in the game, right? I mean, some people say, "Oh, Matias Subriel, I mean, he's okay," but no, Subriel Matias, in my opinion, is a damn good boxer, right? And contrary to the fact that there's a lot being said about this Puerto Rican versus Mexico thing, but at the end of the day, I believe and know for a fact that Subriel Matias has called out everybody, Mexican and otherwise, right? Called out Teofimo Lopez. You know what I mean? I mean, you gather up a list and we'll check it off, because Subriel Matias don't duck nobody, man. And that's one thing I like about Subriel Matias. That's why I kind of give him the benefit of the doubt and call him the boogeyman too, because he ain't running from nobody. And that is another point that I always make reference to when it comes to Devin the Dream Haney. Devin the Dream Haney don't run from nobody. And there's another thing, and I can do a video on this, right? Teofimo Lopez, Shakur Stevenson, Richard Richardson, one of them, one of the other. It's Richardson, right? But they all claim that they want to smoke. But all they do is talk about it. They won't gather up enough strength in their hands to sign a contract, right? That is the fight that everybody wants to see when it comes to the junior welterweight, and up, right? They want to see some of those so-called badass boxers get in the ring with Devin Haney. And I want to see it too. I mean, that's the ultimate fight for me to see, right? It's Devin Haney and one of those boxers that claim that Devin Haney is pillow fisted and he got no all that garbage. You know what I mean? I want to see somebody step into the plate and defend the integrity of their word when they say they want to fight Devin Haney, right? Because of none of them cats have took enough guts and got in the ring with Devin Haney. Now I said that to say this, right? Subriel Matias is the only cat that I have could make reference to said that he wants to fight Dalton Haney. And that fight just didn't get made. Not saying that anybody, but the fight didn't get made. But to date, they still saying that they'll fight one another. So these fights need to get made. But anyway, let's get back to the Boogeyman 2, right? Subriel Matias is 33 years of age. He's 5'8" with a 71.1 inch arm reach, right-hander. He has 23 wins. Look at this. Listen to this, man. 22 by knockout, right? 2 losses, never stopped no draw. He is ranked number 2 by Ring Magazine, right? Now, I say it to say this. Dude got a good stat. You know, for a cat that has been around for a reasonable amount of time, right? He got good stats, right? And his rate, wait a minute, I was speaking about Dalton Smith's knockout ratio. Look at the Boogeyman too. Got 23 wins, 22 by knockout. And I don't, you know what I'm saying, clamor about this, but he's one of a few boxers that has put somebody to sleep, right? One cat lost his life as a result of getting in the ring with Subriel Matias, right? Now, we don't want to make this a big thing, but it did happen, right? So we have to make a reference to it, right? So anytime you get in the ring with a dude like Subriel Matias, right, you can expect something bad to happen, right? And that's in boxing in a general sense, right? You have to expect something bad to happen. This is why these cats they have all the right in the world to demand a lot of money, man, because they deserve it. Shout out to my man, Bruce Gas, Boxing Jazz, and more. Long time no see. What's up, Bruce Gas, Jazz, Boxing, and more? Love to see you, brother, in this chat. As a matter of fact, man, I'm glad to have you in the chat because, you know what I mean? I keep falling off the wagon, right, with this podcast, right? Knowing, you know, firsthand that I got astronomical amount of information when it comes to boxing. I know these boxers, right? I've been in the game personally myself, so I know boxing, right? But I keep saying I got to stop. I'm going to stop saying I'm going to stop doing it and stop doing it, right? When it comes to this boxing, because only God knows, man, I love the sport of boxing. I love boxing, man. You know what I mean? So that being said, shout out again to my man. Thank you, brother, for showing up, right? Gotta get you. You know what I mean? You know what I mean, right? You help me, I help you, right? So that being the case, let's talk about Dalton Smith. Dalton Smith is 28 years of age. He's 5'9" with a 69.3 inch arm reach. He's a right-hander also. I've mentioned this before. 18 wins, 13 by knockout. He's actually undefeated. No losses, never been stopped, no draws, right? Wow. He's ranked number 8 by Ring Magazine. Now, that is no slight in and of itself, right? When you get rated, you know, up in that 1 through 10 ranking, especially now that Turkey Alley Sheet is promoted boxing and the Ring Magazine, right? So there's a lot of stats involved in what you do and how you get considered as being good or even some of these cats are considered as great, right? Now, I'm going a little overboard when I speak to greatness because we all know there's a short list when it comes to greatness. And one of the preferred people on that list is none other than Floyd Mayweather Jr. A lot of cats don't want to make reference to Floyd in reference to his abilities when he boxed. Remember, that cat was bad. You know what I mean? He wanted all the smoke, right? And even when you go to his training, when he goes to his training uh, his training demonstrations, right? He'll say while he's working out, man, bring that smoke, bring that shit, bring that shit. You know what I mean? I actually, um, I'd be amazed. Shout out to, let me get this correct, Orlando Neves. That is a good question. The question that Orlando brought to the chat was, has Dalton fight any elite fighters? Okay, that's a good question, dude. I mean, and I can appreciate that, right? That was one of the things that I didn't really get into the depths of when it came to doing the stats on Dayton Smith, right? But I did take mention to the fact that, man, the cat. What are you doing? That is funny. That is, let me post this, man. I need to I can post this, y'all. Let me see. This is what Orlando said. This is what Orlando. I'm gonna pin this for y'all. Okay. Yeah, this is what Orlando said. Orlando actually propositioned me. I can't answer that, brother. I can't answer that based on the fact that I didn't do the devil in the details when it came to that question. So I'm not a perpetrator of lies, so I can't, you know what I'm saying? I can't answer that. You know what I mean? But I do appreciate you anyway for stopping in on the chat, man, because I need y'all to come to this chat, come to my podcast. You know, every time I change computer system. Box X, that's one. That's one. Orlando, Armando. That is uh, my go-to reference. Box chat. It doesn't make mention of any boxers, specific boxers that he's laid his hands on, but it did make reference to the fact that his last 5 opponents got put to sleep. Now that should be enough to satisfy the fact that this cat ain't, he's not coming in there playing. You know what I mean? Contrary to the fact that Omeldo wants a specific answer to a question. I can't, you know what I'm saying? I can't furnish that. If I did, I'd be lying. And I ain't gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? This podcast is based on correct data. Correct data. You know what I mean? And I'm not gonna be one of those guys that come in with saying something and later on somebody come back and say, that's cool, that could be lying. No, I ain't doing that one, man. But the fact remains the same. Mr. Neves, I appreciate you stopping in, brother, and wish that you come in and join me more. Come on, I got it. Man, look, this is a very, very beautiful thing for me to be at this age and being able to come into this platform and do what I love doing. You know what I mean? Talk about sponsors and speak like Mr. Neves. You know what I'm saying? I do. I appreciate this. Not, only the creator knows. Okay, well, Mr. Neves said he's seen some dating fights. Okay, had he had any good opponents of worth? You answer that. Tricky man. but I will say that this kid is from Great Britain, and them dudes. Now you can't deny this. None of y'all can deny this. Great Britain has, in my opinion, right? Great Britain has more heart in a lot of areas of boxing than these boys in the States. They want all the smoke. They ain't turning on nothing, right? And that specifically applies to Dane Smith. Dane Smith wants all the smoke. If he coming in there talking about he want to do some harm to Subriel Matias, man, come on, man. Stop tripping. Stop. And you ain't said nothing about the Subriel Matias. Ain't nobody said nothing about the boogeyman. Man, that's strange. A lot of times, you know what I mean? The chat and the comment section be full of questions when it comes to just mentioning Subriel. Man, look, Subriel Matias is a boxer that is well renowned and is well liked. You know, and I respect that and like that a lot, man. You know what I'm saying? So I can't wait until we get to November 22nd to see specifically Boogeyman one. Okay. No, he ain't got no body. He definitely ain't got no bodies. But Subriel Matias got a body. You know what I mean? He got a body. But look, we don't want to talk about that. That was a tremendous event for even for Subriel Matias. And to see Subriel Matias, you know what I mean, get around and act like, you know what I'm saying, he ain't killed nobody in the ring, right? That's a healthy thing, man. And for as I'm concerned, because I didn't been laced up and wrapped up and you know what I'm saying, and I've been in it with some good cash myself, right? Bam, and pop, wow, whoop, damn, pop, 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 boom. You know what I'm saying? I know how it feels to get in there and put yourself in harm's way. You know what I mean? And that's what I be saying when it comes to this boxing game, man. And a lot of these dudes in the boxing game, right? And they do a lot of talking, right? They do a great deal of talking. I can't stand that, really. You know what I'm saying? I can't stand a cat like, maybe it's his name, Teofimo Lopez, and you know I keep going back and forth with this because it bothers me. You know what I'm saying? Teofimo Lopez says he wants all the smoke, and I don't care to the fact that Teofimo Lopez, I think, is what 23 and 1 loss, right? He's an excellent boxer, but what bothers me a great deal about Teofimo Lopez. Okay, grant you, grant you, Eldo. I grant you that. Let me pin that for the folks. Let me pin that. You talking some pretty good stuff there. Okay. Okay. But for the record, Dalton is good. I said, okay, I think I need the whole. Oh, wow. Okay, here it is. Dalton is good. I said that Dalton has fought a bunch of nobodies. Matias has fought better competition. That's true. That is absolutely unequivocally true. Okay, brother, brother, I appreciate you, my brother. I appreciate you. Uh, Arnaldo. I gotta get that. My English is relatively fantastic. I gotta make sure I get that name is correct, right? The English language is one of my best attributes. You know what I'm saying? When it came to grammar, when it came to being educated, English is one of my best subjects. Arnaldo, correct? Arnaldo. Arnaldo, is that correct, sir? Arnaldo. Yeah, that's correct. I know. I got to ask you that. I know that's correct, Arnaldo. Yeah. Anyway, so back to boxing, man. Y'all got me fired up today. You know what I'm saying? I gotta stop using this big computer because this big computer makes me look like I ain't man. Look, it makes me look like and feel like I ain't getting no work done. Ain't nobody coming to the box Twitter channel. You know what I'm saying? To do what we doing. Right. Got it. Arnaldo, my man, in the house. Hold up. Hold up, y'all. In the damn house. I need some batteries on that. Man, look, man. You got yeah. Shout out to wait a minute, wait, okay. Neves. 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 Shout out to Arnaldo Neves. I got that. I got that. I got that. You know what I'm saying? But like what I was saying was one of the reasons why I kind of be in and out with this podcast is when I get on my big computer, right? The go-to computer is actually the Apple, my laptop, right? It's my go-to tool, right? I get better results with laptop. right? But for some strange reason, bigger is better. But that's a bunch of hooey, man, on the real. Because when I jump back down here and grab the old faithful laptop, look who comes to the house, man. Y'all hit that subscription button, man. Make me feel like I need to feel. Cats. Okay. Close enough. Okay, brother. Look, man. You don't know. You guys don't know. I mean, it's only a few, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, right? The fact of the matter is that when you guys, you know what I'm saying, take the time out of your day and come to the Boxers Trainers channel, man, you're really doing something that is a good thing. Thank you, brother. Thank you. See, that's what I'm talking about. See? How many 76? I'll be 76 in December. Right? How many 76-year-old men you know that would do this, that does this? How many 76-year-old men that you know that still works out? How many? This old cat, man, is disciplined. And I think that if the world, especially when it comes to us as men, would introduce ourselves more so to discipline, right? Not just talking about discipline, but basically getting and being. You couldn't hear me? Oh man, wait a minute, hold on. I'm getting. Oh yeah, no, I'm getting value. I'm getting value. But anyway, what I was saying was that I yes, thank you. So no, what I was saying was Mr. Neves, is that the world? No, excuse me, us as men need to be more accountable when it comes to discipline, right? Working out, reading, taking care of family, man, making sure our kids grow up to be positive influences on not just the community, but on the world, right? And that's my objective, right? My objective is to, before I leave the planet, right, I have to do something historical in nature. In nature, I have to do something historical. And I've made that promise not only to myself, but to the creator. So bear with me. Help me to help everybody else that needs help. That's what I want to do, man. I constantly tell people, right? This is not my idea. Want for your brother and sister what you want for yourself. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you, Arnaldo. Appreciate you, man, for real, right? For keeping it 100. You know what I'm saying? But, and I'm gonna say this something again, right? I find it really, really difficult to digest how it's so transparently comfortable and easy for people to be all right with Israel, Netanyahu, starving the Palestinians out of existence. Everybody seems to be totally okay with that. I don't get that, man. My contribution is what I'm saying to you right now. I don't get that. You know what I mean? I don't get how we, the people, not just in America, all over the world, are all right with what's that clown's name? I know it's not Yahoo, but Benjamin Netanyahu, right? How that clown and that country is feels justifiable in starving a human element out of existence. Man, check this out. I got to go. Do something about that. I just did my part. You do something about that. That being said, hit the subscription button, hit the like button. Drop a comment in the comment section. I'm not even go about the boxing on this one. And tell me what y'all think about the world endorsing starving a human element out of existence. I want some comments on that. I want a comment on that. That being said, I got to go later.